my name is Jamie. This video is part of the assignment for information literacy class. The focus of the research topic that we'll be exploring is investigating recent advancements in space exploration and technology. I'll be demonstrating how I would research 5 credible resources that would help evaluate both the benefits and the risk of these advancements. Some of these risks would include environmental, ethical, economical, and perspective. Before getting too far into the research topic, I'd begin online. I'd start with checking Fort Hays University Library, the online database, because I'm not in person. So I would do it online. They have wonderful, reliable academic and scholarly articles. They also have peer review articles and reports that aren't freely available on the web, which is a wonderful resource to look into. So I'm going to kind of talk about the process. Like I mentioned earlier, I would look at Fort Hays Library. I'd also look into NASA, Science Daily, and DeviDiscover. Those are also wonderful articles, especially in particular with science and space. Those really are impressive. When trying to find this information, keywords that I'd be looking into is space exploration technology, environmental impacts on space travel, and ethical concerns with space advancements. Making sure you got those keywords in there, it kind of helped trigger some information that wouldn't if you put a whole bunch of details in there. Sometimes the smallest things can pull up more. You just gotta web through those. So the next thing is so I talked about going with NASA. I'd make sure that I have a specific set of articles that I've looked at. One of them being a scientific article, which is where we would pull NASA. I'd want to look at an industrial article as well. NASA's good for that. So is aerospace companies. And then earlier we talked about it too, but we'd want to look at some news articles such as BBC, Science Daily, DeviDiscover. These are all wonderful articles. You need to be looking at the news piece of it so you can see the people piece of it. Understanding how people are viewing this information is important for you to understand how it's affecting everyone. Also looking at the environmental impacts and economic concerns. You'll be able to see that with those news articles as well. It's important because there's different sides to the coin. When you're looking up news articles, you're going to see more of that. To wrap this up, I'd use both Fort Hays Libraries and online search tools to find credible resources. These sources will help me evaluate the benefits and risks of exploring the multi-perspectives with space advancement. I'd also include AP style references, just because that's first off what I'm most comfortable with all of my academic and educational writing. It's always been an APA, but also it's a little bit more easy to read. We want to make sure we're referencing everything correctly when we're writing this assignment, so that you're not getting boo-booed with any of that. Thank you so much for listening to this today as well. If you have any questions, please reach out, but that is how I would process the information. I would start small and then build on, making sure that you're taking notes and saving all the information and citing everything correctly is very important. I'd also pull up some public books too, especially when it comes to citations. Making sure that you have the citation book in front of you is very crucial and important sometimes. So that's really important as well. I hope this video was beneficial to you. And like I mentioned earlier, just making sure you start out small and then building on is important. You want to build that outline before you get to the big paper. Thank you.